Hi everybody, this is Millie Trevino again here with you to share a little bit about health and wellness. Today I am going to be talking about the enteric nervous system and how it can be supported with enzymes and probiotics. Let's get started. First of all, I wanted to remind you that I'm not a health professional. I just share my research with you and I want you to do your own research, which I am going to encourage you to do so during this presentation. Okay, well, what is the enteric nervous system? It is commonly known as our second brain, and it lays in our belly. It is a complete network of functions that take care of a lot of neurological activity, and it comes in our belly. I was reading during my research that scientists believe that if the function of the enteric nervous system were to take place in the brain, we would need like really thick nerves, and it would be too heavy for our heads. So thank goodness that we have it in our bellies, and that's why we need so much gut health. We need to take care of our gut in order to have good functions around our body, especially when it comes to brain function. Let's get started with how the enteric nervous system works. It says in the information I got that it helps regulate hormones, and these hormones tell the brain when you should eat and how much you should eat. It also very complex it is the place of birth for many of the neurons that we use throughout our lives. Also, it is very complex. So a lot of things are still getting discovered of how it works. How we can use probiotics to help our gut health? Well, probiotics help us digest nutrients. They also suppress harmful bacteria, and they're a key to produce vitamins for vital functions within the body. So if you think about this, if you want a healthy and enteric nervous system, or ENS, if you want a healthy one, you need to start with probiotics. That's a very good way to start because they are in charge of a whole bunch of functions, and they can be compared to the rainforest, for Earth. They can be compared to that within our body. They can help us to keep everything good inside us because we are daily exposed to toxins, processed foods, stress, antibiotics that can kill off the good bacteria, and that would leave us open to yeast, bad bacteria, funguses, etc. And we don't want any of that yuck. So if you want a good ground level baseline for your overall health and wellness, start with probiotics. Those help your enteric nervous system. Okay, so let's move on to enzymes. Enzymes. We are born with the capacity to make our own enzymes. It is not, a definite thing, but I like to compare them to spark plugs. If you have problems with spark plugs, there's no good communication to the motor, right? Anyone who's a mechanic, my husband's a mechanic, so so you can like drive around with a bad spark plug, but eventually you're gonna have a bigger problem if you don't take care of them, right? There's not gonna be spark, there's not gonna be energy going through. So enzymes, they help us do a whole bunch of different things, and there's at least three base classifications of enzymes. We have the metabolic enzymes, we have the second classification is digestive enzymes, and we have the food enzymes. The metabolic enzymes, that's what they do. They help our metabolism. They cause you to think, to function, to regenerate. For example, if you break a bone or if you have a cut, they help you regenerate. Without enzymes, we could not think, because if you have like these things that maybe you can think really well, clearly, you cannot have, like a process of thought, you may want to look into a metabolic enzyme deficiency. Okay, that's one thing. The other classification is digestive enzymes, and the name explains it. They help us digest food, and they help us assimilate the food. And the other enzymes, the food enzymes, they help us unlock the nutrition from food, digest it, and speed up the digestion of the food. So, in other words, when we have enzymes, they can help us break down larger molecules into more easily absorbed molecules and help our bodies to fight off illness and disease. So, where do you find probiotics? Where do you find enzymes? Probiotics and enzymes are everywhere, and it's up to us to research and find the ones that work for our bodies. Okay, and it's going to take trial and error. But if you want to use what I use, I have used from other companies as well as my company, Young Living. For probiotic health, we have two products, Life 9, and I believe the kids one is Mighty Enzymes. I can't remember the name ever for the life of mine, but you can look it up. Okay, we have those two. And the kids ones can be used by adults. There's no problem. And they're yummy. They're like pixie sticks. And the enzymes, we actually have different kinds of enzymes that I would like to talk about, so you may find something that may work for you, because I always thought that enzymes would be like bromelain and papain, which come from pineapple and papaya fruit. That's all the enzymes I knew from before, but and they help a lot. So if you can get a hold of those, go ahead and consume those. But let's try to talk about these enzymes that I have been using for about, I think consistently for about 2 years. And the reason why I started using these enzymes is because my naturopath, she prescribed me some enzymes that were prescription grade, that helped me a lot. Those prescription grade enzymes, no, you don't use them all the time as you are prescribed, the quantities. But then I found out that Young Living had some enzymes, and I gave them a try, and they have been working for me, and I have used all of them. So we have one that it's a caplet, and it's a 2-color one, and it's called Essential Enzymes. This Essential Enzymes caplet is, I think, the oldest one from Young Living, and it helps you digest sugars and proteins. So if you are, like, for example, in a high protein diet, Essential Enzymes is something that you may want to consider, because it can help you digest complicated fats. It has something called pancreas lipase. Pancreas lipase, it breaks down the lipids. So if you are in a high fat meal and you want to get rid of that, consider Essential Enzymes. Then we have Essential Enzymes 4. Essential Enzymes 4 is a capsule. It's a combo of 2 capsules. One is a white capsule. That one is an immediate release. It helps you break down sugars, complicated cellulose, think gas, and proteins. And then you have the yellow capsule. which is a delayed release. It goes way lower in your digestive tract, and it can also digest and break down fats. Then we have another enzyme bottle that it's called Detoxime. Detoxime is tiny itty bitty capsules, and those are an immediate release of enzymes. They help your body, amongst other things, they help your body help flush dead white blood cells. If you don't know what that means, go to Google and research that. What does it mean to flush dead white blood cells? Also, it helps people who have a sweet tooth. If you have a sweet tooth and you want to get that under control, this Detoxime is something that may help you. Also, if you're lactose intolerant and you want to indulge once in a while in ice cream and stuff like that, or if you end up consuming ice cream because there was no other option, go ahead and get some Detoxime. The other enzymes that we have, it's called Allerzyme. And Allerzyme is the one that has the most essential oils and the most different types of enzymes. And it contains things that help you also break lactose. So if you want a lot of oils and a lot of enzymes, Allerzyme is for you. Also, one thing that you may want to consider is that Allerzyme has barley grass. And although many celiacs choose to still take Allerzyme, if you're a celiac, you have to make your own research and determine if you can consume it. Okay? I'm not saying go ahead and do it because this is so pure and good that it's not going to interact with your system. Everybody is different. That's why I'm saying there's some celiacs who choose to still consume Allerzyme, but you have to do your own research. Okay, so you can see that we have these 4 different types of enzymes, and all of them work in similar cases, in similar instances. So why do you need all 4? Well, variety helps your body not to get used to the one thing that you always do. Also, there are differences in between the enzymes and how they are processed. Some of them have animal products and some of them are not. Some of them are vegan and some of them are just vegetarian. So it's up to you, your views, your beliefs, your dietary needs, that you have to do your own research. And seeing that you have options. And that's the beauty of having a product that has different things that can give you different options. You don't know if you have been exposed to any kind of herb from before, or if one of the ingredients is not something that you want to consume because any reason that you may have. So knowing what's in the enzymes will give you the freedom to choose which is best for you. But if there's no problems with any of the enzymes, like in my case, I have options to use them in different times of my year and say, oh, today I am going to have or indulge in a piece of cake. Well, what am I going to do? And then I go choose the one that helps most with sugars. And then another time I'm like, okay, I have some other needs, and then I choose something that helps me with that need. So that's the beauty of having different kinds of enzymes. So in conclusion, if you have ever thought about what's going on whenever you're eating, next time that you're eating, think of all the things that are going to happen in your belly so you have a better life later on. And if you haven't been supporting those processes, well, now is the time that you may want to start supporting them. start using something that will give you the peace of mind later on that you are going to feel good and you're not gonna feel miserable after eating something that probably causes you pain. And I'm not saying pain like body pain, you know, but you get me. It's something that is going to make you feel bad. So think about this. Enzymes and probiotics will always help you optimize functionality overall. So if you want to be optimized, consider probiotics and enzymes. Thank you so much for listening to me, and I'll see you next in another video. Bye!